You're on a small boat in the middle of the ocean at 2 a.m. The deck is slick with salt spray. The only sound is the black water slapping against the hull like something breathing just beneath the surface. Suddenly, the sea lights up with an unnatural blue glow from far below. Something massive and silent rises, stops just under the waves, and hovers. You feel it before you see it, that heavy, suffocating pressure in your chest, like invisible eyes locking onto you from the depths. Then it shoots straight back down, leaving nothing but churning black water and the taste of fear in your mouth. Hey everyone, welcome back to Unexplained Encounters, where we chase the stories that make your stomach drop and your mind race at 3 a.m. Tonight, we're diving into one of the most terrifying frontiers left on Earth, the ocean's deepest, darkest secrets. We're talking about vast, unexplored territories that cover more than 70% of our planet, unidentified submerged objects that treat the water like a doorway, bizarre artifacts dragged from the seafloor that should not exist, and the growing dread that something down there is watching us back. Before we plunge into the abyss, I want to say something important. If you've ever had your own unexplained encounter, on the water, under the water, or anywhere that left you checking the shadows, I want to hear it. Email me at the.unexplained.encounters@gmail.com. I read every single message, and the best stories might even make it into a future video. Your story could be the one that finally forces us to face what's really hiding beneath the waves. Here's the fact that should already have you uneasy. We've explored less than 5 to 10% of the ocean floor in any meaningful detail. Over 90% of our planet remains a crushing, lightless void where pressure can flatten a submarine like a soda can. The Mariana Trench is deeper than Mount Everest is tall, and we've barely scratched its surface. Every time we send new equipment down, we come back with more questions and more fear. Now let's talk about the moments when the ocean itself seems to open up and let something through. U.S. Navy fighter pilots have captured footage of objects dropping from the sky at impossible speeds, hitting the water without a splash, and vanishing into the depths. Commander David Fravor described a tic-tac-shaped craft that reacted to his presence, mirroring his movements before diving straight into the ocean like it wasn't even there. These weren't experimental drones. They moved in ways that defy everything we know about physics. Similar reports go back decades. In 1967, the Shag Harbor incident saw multiple witnesses, including police, watch a large, glowing object slam into the harbor. Divers found nothing. No wreckage, no debris. The official report simply called it a UFO that entered the water and never came out. But one of the most chilling modern cases involves someone who has spent years documenting orbs that interact with water, Chris Bledsoe. In January 2007, Chris Bledsoe, a construction foreman battling severe Crohn's disease and financial ruin, went fishing with his teenage son and 3 coworkers along North Carolina's Cape Fear River, which feeds directly into the Atlantic. What started as an ordinary evening turned into pure terror. Bledsoe wandered away from the group and suddenly saw 2 massive, sun-like orbs, each about 45 feet across, swirling with fire-like energy. They hovered silently. Panic hit him hard. He ran toward a ditch to hide, but when he looked back, a 3rd orb dropped down instantly beside the others. The next thing he remembered was 4 hours of missing time. When he finally stumbled back to the group, his son and coworkers were in a state of shock. They had seen the orbs too, and small beings with glowing red eyes. His son was temporarily paralyzed by fear. Bledsoe later described feeling taken aboard something. When he returned, his debilitating Crohn's disease was completely gone, a healing that doctors couldn't explain. But the encounters didn't stop there. In the years since, Bledsoe has documented dozens of orb sightings, including multiple instances where glowing orbs rose from or entered bodies of water. He has shared high-resolution video of bright orbs hovering over the ocean near Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina. In one particularly unsettling clip from December 2025, shared widely after an event at the State of the World Forum, a green orb appeared over the water, and within the orb, strange numbers or symbols briefly flashed, which Bledsoe believes was a form of intelligent communication. Witnesses have described these orbs rising silently from the sea, hovering as if observing people on boats or shore, then either shooting into the sky or diving back into the depths without a ripple. What makes Bledsoe's story so disturbing is the sense of intelligence and interaction. The orbs don't just pass by, they seem to respond to human presence, sometimes coming uncomfortably close, sometimes lingering as if studying the witnesses. Multiple people, including Bledsoe's family and friends, have seen these phenomena repeatedly. The encounters have drawn attention from NASA scientists, CIA officers, and even the Vatican, yet no conventional explanation has ever stuck. Imagine standing on the shore at night, watching a glowing orb rise slowly from the black ocean, and realizing it's not random, it's deliberate. It's watching you right back. The ocean doesn't just hide moving things, it hides objects that make no sense at all. In 2011, a Swedish team discovered the Baltic Sea anomaly, a 60-meter wide circular formation with what looked like a staircase leading down into the seafloor. The material was unlike anything naturally occurring there. Years later, still unexplained. Off Japan, the Yonaguni Monument features massive, perfectly cut stone structures that look like a sunken city with roads and staircases. The precision is unnerving. Then there are the sounds. In 1997, NOAA recorded the bloop, a sound so powerful it was detected 3,000 miles away from a remote part of the Pacific where nothing large enough to make that noise should exist. Another sound, Julia, sounded disturbingly like a human scream echoing underwater. Both remain deeply unsettling. We've also pulled up metallic spheres that roll across the seafloor on their own, perfectly preserved ancient tools from impossible depths, and bioluminescent patterns that look like entire underwater cities lighting up miles below the surface. So here's the thought that should keep you awake tonight. What if the ocean isn't just unexplored? What if it's hiding something that has been hiding us right back? What if those orbs and USOs aren't visitors from space, but something that has always lived down there, rising when it chooses to observe us? What if every time we send equipment into the deep, something down there is deciding whether we're ready or whether we should be afraid? The ocean covers 70% of our planet, and we still know almost nothing about it. Every new dive brings back more questions and more dread. If one of these stories sent ice down your spine, imagine being the one who actually lived it, floating on a dark sea while something from below slowly rises and decides to take a closer look at you. If you've had your own unexplained encounter, on the water, under the water, or anywhere else, email me at the.unexplained.encounters@gmail.com. I read every single one. Your story could be in the next video. Thanks for watching Unexplained Encounters. If these ocean mysteries left you afraid to look at the sea the same way again, smash that like button, share with a friend, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next deep dive into the unknown. Stay curious, and whatever you do, if you ever see something glowing under the waves at night, maybe don't stare too long. See you in the shadows.